Take on your friends and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
For all that are
well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so.
This home half of the ninth inning, White Sox down to their final 3 outs. It is Kelnick flying this one deep to center field. Back it goes. And the Sox start the ninth with a bang. Kelnick, his first home run of the season. And the Sox are not going away quietly.
That was a bomb. 446 feet to straightaway center field. And a no-doubter. It's a changeup, and Kelnick crushes it. This one is up in the shrubbery, and that's a good bolt.
Altman with the dive! Superman, hit-saving play, goes into the rail,
and Sal Stewart makes the play. Diving catch made by DeLuca. Diving for his burger. He's got it. He's up. Nice play by Jake Berger. Harris reaches up and makes the catch. Michael does it again.
Nunez dives, stops it, gets to his feet, throw it up first, he's out!
To steer, extends, double play.
leaping up. Oh, he caught it!
He does it again.
Going back is Bellinger, and he makes the play.
Diving stop Guerrero, the flip to Savage, and it's in time.
Serve it into left field on Angel Martinez.
Oh,
what a nice grab by Connor Norby.
On a short hop, a bullet he snagged.
Carson Bench with a one-hop straight to the plate. He is out.
To the warning track, he leaps at the wall.
He makes the catch.
Langholm is there to make the catch. Oh, my goodness.
Title team was in.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game. Post-game. And everything in between. This is baseball your way. With real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
You can see a lot of different characters at the ballpark, and this week brought out.
You're watching ESPN Baseball, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Coming up on this Memorial Day, we have the Yankees and the Royals from Kauffman Stadium. Roar! The unofficial beginning of summer. And we got ourselves a nice ball game featuring two of the best players in the game. And some cool pomp and circumstance pregame, including a flyover. And we welcome you into the broadcast booth. John Sciambi, David Ross, Eduardo Perez, Buster Olney will join us coming up. The Yankees and the Royals. The Yanks fresh off a walk-off win against the Tampa Bay Rays, featuring who else? Aaron Judge. He and Ben Rice, they've been the dynamic duo so far, David Ross.
Yeah, and it's nice to see Judgey coming back. Big swing yesterday against a division foe, trying to chase down the Rays. Had some better at-bats, talking to Aaron Boone as of late. You know, he went through a little tough game stretch, but him and Ben Rice are going to carry this offense. Ben Rice is having a coming-out party, second in all of baseball in OPS, protecting Aaron Judge. This is where their lineup and their stumps coming from with Giancarlo Stanton out right now. They're going to need big games from these guys.
Yankees lead the majors in home runs. Judge with 17 of them, and for the Yankees, getting on base, fueled by those two guys, is a huge part of it. On the other side, for the Kansas City Royals, managed by Matt Quatraro, I should say, Bobby Witt Jr., he is their dude.
He's a superstar.
Yeah.
And the nation will be able to see the superstar right now on ESPN. And what he does is on the offensive side, he's a game changer. He has great exit velocity, but the most impressive part about him, he is that sixth tool type player. He can run, he can defend, he can field, he's got a great arm, and most importantly, he's got the baseball instincts. And when you can combine all of that together, this is a guy that plays a premium position that you can build around, and Kansas City has themselves that dude.
Yeah, really great athlete who affects the game in so many different ways. This should be fun here today as we get a look at Witt, who has played sensational defense this season. What else is new? A guy who's already won a Gold Glove and a Platinum Glove. And the Royals here today wearing those alternate tops, and they will take on the Yankees. All right, when we talk about this Yankee team, one of the things that maybe goes unsung with all their injuries to the likes of Cole and as well Rodon, their pitching's been really good this year.
They've been great. They've got a great starter today. Will Warren, a guy who had a spectacular outing last time he faced this lineup here in Kansas City. His career high 11 strikeouts. He's coming at you with the 2 and 4, and I love the attack method. He's going to pound the zone early. A lot of first pitch strikes his last outing. A guy that wants to get ahead, he's going to use that sweeper to finish. But the elite 94, 95 type fastball, it really plays at 96, 97. Got real jump to it and real movement to that two-seamer.
Meanwhile, on the other side for the Kansas City Royals, Matt Quatrero's got a guy who he calls as good a baseball teammate as you will find. As well, Eduardo, the results have been really good from Michael Wacha.
They really have. And look, the fastball is there, right? He can move it. He's got the four-seamer, the two-seamer. But his pitch is the changeup. He's played around with that slider. It's worked. It can get him around the third time in the lineup. But Rossi and I had a conversation with Salvador Perez earlier today, and he's DHing today. But he had said one thing that was interesting that Yadier Molina had told him. He goes, look, when he throws a changeup, we don't know where it's going, but it's going to be very effective, and it's going to be real difficult to catch.
He said it cuts, it sinks. Sometimes it rides at the top of the zone, which is so funny. Just an inconsistent pitch for a hitter and a catcher.
All right, let's check out the starting lineups brought to you by Nutrish. And for the Yankees, it'll go Grisham, Judge, and Rice, then Bellinger, Goldschmidt, and Chisholm. Volpe, Escara gets the start, and Caballero will play third base. It's a Yankees team that is first in the AL, sixth in the majors in runs per game. This is a potent offense, and they don't even have Giancarlo Stanton right now.
Man, it's so deep, and even some of these guys that aren't swinging the bat like they're capable of, these guys are going to figure it out. They still have professional at-bats. They grind you down, the opposing pitching staff. They control the zone, and they're slugged throughout the lineup. So it makes it really, really dangerous from an opposing team standpoint.
All right, Michael Wacha on the mound for Kansas City, the 34-year-old from Texarkana, Texas, a former first-round pick back in 2012 out of Texas A&M, and there you see his numbers.
Yeah, his numbers, and it gets better and better as the years have gone through, and he understands who he is. He was embarrassed a couple years ago when he was being taken out after the second time around the order. He's like, something has to give. And he decided to go to that slider, and it's really difficult for him because the arm slot isn't indicative of how that slider can move, so he works on it, but he has to trust that pitch in order to get through those lineups multiple times.
Today's weather report is brought to you by the new film Pressure, the untold true story of D-Day in theaters May 29th, rated PG-13. Here's our weather. 84 feels like 89, and the wind will be gusting. Not too humid here, but it can get hot in this ballpark, and certainly Kansas City in the summer, well, it's hot.
I like what you said about Michael Wacha, though. A guy who's second in the league in quality starts behind Chris Sale. A guy that was embarrassed about getting pulled after the 2 times through. Now, look at the year he's back to his young self, a veteran pitcher that knows what he wants to do on the mound.
But you know what's interesting with this Yankee lineup? They put you to the test because they're a very disciplined team. They don't chase that much out of the zone, and they've taken advantage of the ABS system because they understand now, okay, it's a controlled box. It's not what umpire is behind the plate, and immediately you can see the dividends with Trent Grisham, who is one of the most disciplined guys with only a chase rate of 15% this season.
Grisham knows the strike zone very, very well. Our plate umpire today, Clint Vondrak. And big Michael Wacha, 6'6", 215. He was selected out of Texas A&M by the Cardinals in 2012 as a compensatory pick for the free agent loss of Albert Pujols.
Oh, wow. I did not know that. Already come with heavy stats.
Nuggets. We've got Nuggets. Wacha delivers. And the first pitch of the game is fouled away. And we are underway. John Shelby, David Ross, Eduardo Perez, and Buster Olney. Hope you're enjoying a healthy, happy, and safe Memorial Day weekend.
Hopefully Buster has a sunblock on.
And that's fouled back. Wacha quickly ahead. 0-2. One of the things with Wacha and the changeup, the splits in his career, but especially this year, are drastic. He is much better against lefties.
Well, I was looking at that coming in, and my manager brain was wondering how many lefties you would have. Ben Rice playing first. No, he's going to DH, and you're going to put Paul Goldschmidt, who's having a spectacular season so far.
That one is in there. Got him looking. Clint Vondrak brings up Grisham, and there's one away.
Right here you see, I mean, coming right at him, and then there's that changeup right out of the chute, just falling, catches that corner, 80 miles an hour, fastball, dirty change in that first at bat. It's actually shocked to see him throw that with Grisham being late.
Judge drills this one right field. Caglione makes the grab.
Okay, so two hitters, first hitters immediately attacking that first pitch. Now you wonder why. Scouting report will tell you immediately, go and attack that fastball. Don't miss it, because then comes the secondary with that change. Aaron Judge going after the first one, staying disciplined towards right field.
99.5, but an out on a line to the right fielder. And with 2 away, the batter will be Ben Rice. Ball 1 to Rice. What a year this guy has put together. 16 homers, 33 knocked in. And he's got a real good idea of the strike zone. And an Ivy Leaguer to boot. 2-0, Wacha. That's in there.
That's what I told him before the game. I said, usually the catching background in the Ivy League, they just go hand in hand. Coming from a former catcher myself.
2-1 in the air, left field. Collins racing towards the line, and he makes the catch. Michael Wacha gets him 1-2-3 on 8 pitches. The Royals will come up to hit on this Memorial Day when we come back.
Don't need another injury. And a high slider strikes out McGonigal for the first out of the day.
Every pitch that pitchers throw is not perfect. And occasionally you get away with one that maybe wasn't the one you wanted to throw. That one up in the strike zone. But with today's kind of uppercut swing, those high sliders work.
1-2 to Workman. And he got him. Back foot curveball. And Workman is retired for the first time today. The 5th strikeout from McLean. 1-2 to McGonigal. Strike 3 call. Nola McLean pumps his fist. On a day when he did not have his best stuff, he gets through 7 strikeouts, and he leaves with a 7-3 lead. What a performance by Nola McLean. Make his way through 7 innings after giving up a 3-run homer in the first and really not being able to put hitters away for most of the day. But he really kicked it in gear.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es flow mayor.
Back here in Kansas City, and Bobby Witt Jr. and the Royals coming up to hit. Here's an example of high performance brought to you by Sage. Last time Will Warren faced the Royals, he was dialed in.
Well, that's what we were talking about here. Just coming right at him. That true four-seam's got real ride on it. I'm anxious to see the Kansas City approach here today, facing him a second time this year because he was blowing doors, really getting ahead. First pitch strikes. Let's see if these guys come out swinging.
All right, let's take a look at this Royals lineup. Michael Garcia, Bobby Witt Jr., Vinny Pasquantino, the top three. Then Perez, Jensen, Caglione, Collins, Massey, and Isbell rounding out the lineup. Royals 25th in the majors in runs per game. As Garcia fouls one back here in the bottom of the first. 0-1. Good numbers. K rate's gone up. The walk rate has gone down. That's a nice ERA.
That's a nice sign of success. Those two numbers changing hands.
See that pitch right there, upper part of the zone. That's where Michael Garcia is hunting for the fastballs, up in the zone. That's where Warren also lives, up in the zone. So it's really interesting. A guy that has good contact rate at the plate doesn't usually swing and miss much up. He's more of a chase guy down and away. Let's see how Warren attacks him here, 0-2.
Pitch is upstairs. Far be it for me to make it a little nerdy early on, but Will Warren is a guy who moved on the rubber, and even though his velocity isn't high, 93.8, the average four-seamer, the fastball really plays.
Well, I think taking the nerdy part out of it, to your point, like that, it's a tunneling thing. When you're throwing from behind these right-handed hitters, a little bit of cross body, it's really simple here. You see, look at this great angle here with that four-seamer up. But when that thing's away or that two-seamer's coming back on the outside corner, it's hard to pick up as a hitter.
Awkward swing, made him look bad. A strikeout. There's one away.
I mean, that's on cue right there from Will Warren. That was nice. That backdoor two-seamer out of hand. Looks like it's going to be a ball from that right-handed hitter. And you see there him not being able to pull the trigger and picking it up late.
Yeah, Warren who moved from the first base side to the third base side of the rubber, and it has really helped him. Now here's Bobby Witt Jr. and the pitch missing upstairs.
We talked a little bit about his delivery and the upshoot, Eduardo. Like when that ball has got that true linear plane and doesn't really have that downward angle, it's tough to get on top of those pitches.
In the air, left field, Bellinger waiting on it. And there is out number 2, Witt retired. Yeah, we talked about fastballs, and some will mention a fastball rising, which it never actually does. But the ones that have that carry, that hop, what they're doing is falling according to gravity, less fast.
That's a great way of putting it, and it's a really hard adjustment for a hitter to be able to get on top of those. You have to have a lot of discipline.
There's Pasquantino. And Vinny takes ball 1. They need him to get going. 32 homers a season ago. And off to a sluggish start this year. Warren.
And it's really interesting with Vinny because a lot of teams have beat him inside a lot this year. And once you start thinking in, anything soft, middle away, you're too quick on, and you do that right there. You swing around the baseball.
So that was a problem in my career. I should have looked it out over. You're exactly right, man. You start looking in, you're in trouble.
See that pitch right there? This is a perfect example. Get it in, make him think in, and then you go soft away again, or you can pound him in, and he hasn't been able to keep that ball fair.
High fly ball out towards right field. Judge going back, settling under it, and he makes the catch, and Warren matches Waka. 1-2-3 go the Yankees. We're scoreless, end of 1 in Kansas City.
Right back to the mound. Good stab by Mulholland. And throw, what? He underhanded
stuck in his glove.
The ball stuck in his glove, and that's why he ran so far at first he couldn't get it out. And then he attempted to lob it with his glove hand, and the glove went with it. And Brindley caught them both. This is a classic.
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys autografiados y más, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. ¿Quieres una parte del juego? Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Shea Langoliers, who's made the most noise in this game out of anyone. Shea drives it to deep center field. Varsho going back. Still going. As far as he can go. This game is tied. A crowd silencer in Toronto. A two-homer game for Langoliers. And we are all evened up at two.
Knotted in twos, and Langoliers gets one center cut and unloads. Just pummeling baseballs.
Eastern Conference Finals, Knicks, Cavaliers, Game 4 on ESPN.
Back here on this Memorial Day, the unofficial start to summer as we honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for our country through our armed forces, and the crossover in baseball. Of course, Joe DiMaggio, Buck O'Neill, who served in the U.S. Navy, Jackie Robinson, a former Kansas City Monarch, and the great Yogi Berra, some of the Royals and Yankees that served our country, served on the field. Here's Cody Bellinger. Belly unloads right field, well struck. Caglione turning out of here. It's a belly bomb in Kansas City, 1-0. The Yankees on top. He jumped right on him.
Well,
number 7 for Bellinger.
Boog, there goes the myth that Cody Bellinger cannot hit outside of Yankee Stadium. And Rossi and I had a conversation with Cody earlier about this same thing. Well, we're going to change that right away, and he does on the first pitch he sees. Clears the hips, barrels it on a pitch middle in. And he knew it as soon as he hit it. Flips the bat over to his right. Takes 3 left turns, 1-0 Yankees.
Up.
First pitch hacking right there for Bellinger. For Cody, coming off a sensational year last year. It's a 5-win season. It was basically his best year since he won the MVP in 19. Waka finds the plate for a strike.
And another first pitch swing by the Yankees. That's already 3. And we're not even through 4 outs here.
On the ground to third, backhanded Garcia takes his time and throws out Goldschmidt. Rossi, you watch Cody Bellinger, and he can be aggressive, he can shorten up, but right here he unloads.
I got to manage this great player, and when he had a really good season, and he's one of the best athletes I've ever been around. You see here, nice, smooth swing that ball, missing location, coming into him from Michael Waka. And as Eddie alluded to, they're coming out swinging, going to jump that first pitch strike, and Cody Bellinger's all over that pitch.
This one to Chisholm, foul tipped into the mitt of Jensen. Go back to Bellinger for a second, because you got a chance to manage Cody at a really interesting time in his career. He was coming off 3 really dreadful seasons with the Dodgers that were on the heels of winning the MVP. What did you expect from him, and then what'd you get?
Yeah, well, we got a phenomenal player, had a great year. I think he finished like 5th in the MVP voting that year. But one thing we found out when he got over to us, his weight was down. We started putting weight on him. He played with the Dodgers at about 208, 205, 208. When we got him, he's like 188 to 193. Put on some weight and helped him feel a little bit better in the box, keep that weight on, and had a really good season. I'm sure there's a lot more into it, but he's a guy that you could put anywhere on the diamond. You feel really confident in his defensive ability.
Grissom lifts that in the air out to shallow left field. Collins coming on, and he makes the catch. Those are the words I've been longing to hear. How could I be a better broadcaster? Feed him. That would be the thing I would really love to hear. All right, so Cody Bellinger from 17 to 19 when he won the Rookie of the Year and the MVP. And then, I mean, that's 3 years combined, a little over a win. And then Cubs and Yankees, it's been sensational.
He's probably one of my favorite all-time as that ball's out of play. Just one of the guys that brings it every day. He's got a skill set that I can put him at first base, center field, any of the outfield positions. He knows how to run the bases, high baseball IQ, and I love contact. But when I managed, like, the contact just really stood out. He has power and contact, hit great with 2 strikes. Just an all-around great baseball player.
A wonderful beat.
Oh, that's in.
I just have to go back to the part that I just hope that you don't think that because we're going to be together all year that you have to put weight on me.
Okay.
Just like you did with Cody Bellinger.
Let's figure out how to take the weight off of it. There's a strike. Clint Vondrack behind the plate. I know you guys are begging me for it. I have good home plate umpire nuggets with Clint Vondrack back out there. He is the second tallest umpire in the majors, and he played the tuba in the marching band in college. At the University of Nevada, Reno. So Clint Vondrack, your plate umpire. Only Jordan Baker is taller than Clint Vondrack. There are your nuggets.
Makes sense.
Drive safe. Line drive, curling, foul.
I was wondering who played the tuba
in college.
In college.
Which umpires played the tuba in college? Clint Vondrack is one of them. The Yankees have swung at 5 of 7 first pitches. They got like a dinner reservation they're trying to get to, or what's happening?
They're trying to stay away from that changeup. That's what they're trying to do. You get to Waka early, you get them to stop trusting that fastball.
2-2. And that one missing.
That's what Matt Quintaro was talking about right there. That two-seamer in. You saw it early in the at-bat. Michael's really done a nice job of cramming that two-seamer in there. Has been a game changer for him. Just misses right there.
Last 2 pitches, and this is why a lot of teams do not allow their pitchers to be able to tap their head and challenge with the ABS system. A lot of pitchers think those pitches are strikes because of the way the catchers receive. They're fooled a bit. And a lot of organizations said, no, it's the hitters or the catchers, but not the pitchers. Good calls right there, the last 2.
It's J.C. Escara, who laces one out into the gap in left center field. Collins retrieves, fires it into second. Volpe to third. They're at the corners as Escara comes up with the knock. First and third and 2 outs.
6 of 8.
They are coming out swinging, and nice base running there from Volpe right in front of him. First and third, 2 outs. You got a lot going on as a pitcher right here, but just stays inside it. Really nice job. Getting ready. They're ready for the heater, Eddie, and you've talked about it, but these guys are going up there swinging, ready for anything close to the plate.
Guys, how does game planning work in this instance? Because I know that there are meetings, but when you talk about the way things work with hitters, are they being told swing at the first pitch? What's happening?
They just gave a ball 1 because of pitch clock.
Strike 1.
Strike 1, I'm sorry.
So what happened is Caballero, I don't know if he found his helmet or not. And they were looking
find his helmet.
Could not find his helmet.
Wow, so strike 1. So it'll begin as an 0-1. And now the bouncer foul. So do you have meetings where you sit there and the hitting coach says, guys, swing at the first pitch?
You highly recommend it. You look at the numbers, you show them the numbers, and where Waka tries to attack 0-1, you'd rather go after that best pitch. If you like it, if it's in the zone where you're, go out and hunt. I got a question for you guys. Caballero just swung at the first pitch he saw, yet he was 0-1. Does that count as a first pitch swinging?
That's
for this broadcast.
Great question.
For this broadcast.
Yes. You know what? Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Rossi,
we make our own rules.
Ruling.
What plays into our narrative?
No.
Well, I think going back to your point, Boog, like you'll see some numbers. Hey, this guy throws a ton. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, he couldn't find his helmet. You can see Aaron Boone saying he can't find his helmet. Somebody's muttering Thurman Thomas.
Equipment guy's in trouble. A lot of those numbers are, if you see what he's doing ahead in the count with the changeup, and guys are hitting, let's say, 083. and you see the fastball numbers early in the count and what they're hitting, that's kind of how you predict your game plan.
Served out into right center field. It'll fall for a hit. And a base hit for Caballero. And making his way to third is Escara.
That's a really impressive at-bat because you start 0-2 only having seen one pitch, and that being a changeup off balance, and you're able to stay on it, work the count to 2-2, and then go the other way, drive in another run for the Yankees, and move Escara to third base as well.
Such a simple approach with 2 strikes right there by Caballero.
So the RBI knock, Yankees lead it 2-0. And now it's Trent Grisham, first and third.
This is why Caballero is so important to the Yankees. The speed now, Waka has to deliver the baseball really quick, especially with 2 outs and a runner at third, slow runner at third. But if anything stays up, Grisham will be all over it.
Caballero with 13 stolen bases.
Esto es 5 ex hombres contra la mujer. En el anterior video donde los hombres, ¿verdad? Era uno.
Being held out over there by Pasquantino.
La mujer se quedó con todo el
Grisham a strikeout victim his first time. Here's a 1-1. So now 1-2 on the leadoff man, who's been swinging better of late. Last 7 coming in, 381. Still been a tough start to the year for Trent.
No sé qué decir.
¿Por qué no vamos al campamento? Te invité a mi cumpleaños, te pones triste que no hayas ido. ¡Wow!
Estaba ocupada.
¿Tampoco fue a los cumpleaños de los demás?
On the ground, right at Pasquantino, steps on the bag, getting over. Yankees leave a couple, but they score a couple. We're midway in the second, and it's 2-0.
Cuando el caso era contrario, los mujeres se pusieron por el plano. Y vamos a ver cómo un dañino, cómo las mujeres son un peso, los hombres no.
Piensa y quedarse contigo. Cada 5 días, Ashley va a eliminar a uno de ustedes y el exnovio que quede al final va a tomar una decisión crucial. Dividir el premio con Ashley o quedarse con todo el dinero. Es todo. Diviértanse. En los próximos 30 días, Ashley tenga que quedar al final, a menos que ella quiera. Vamos a montar la manta de Ashley.
There's another ball. It scoots over near the Phillies dugout, and this ball is going to try to, it stays on the lip, and Schmidt's going to try to come home. Nobody's covering. Oh my goodness. The New York Mets flat fell asleep. No one covered home. I have never in my life seen that.
Well, he's got a 6-game hitting streak going, hitting over 400, 3 homers in those 6 games. As his bat has really started to explode.
He drives that one to deep right field. Cruz can only watch this one go. A home run for Juan Soto off the facing of the second deck. Came close to a home run his first time up. This time he makes no mistake. His 8th home run of the year, his 2nd in this series. They get the Mets back to within 4-2.
2-0 count, he fakes the bunt. That's how confident he was.
He is really locked in.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es flow mayor.
Puede confiar en mí, soy buena persona, amable y soy el amigo genuino que le asegura o tal vez no lo sepa.
Only in theaters June 5th.
ESPN Baseball is presented by Liberty Mutual. Bundle and save on your car and home insurance. Cody Bellinger with the solo homer to give the Yankees the lead. Yankees were able to add on Jose Caballero with the RBI single. A reminder, Major League Baseball returns to ESPN on June 11th. The Mariners head to Baltimore to take on the Orioles, and then Cubs and the Giants on ABC on June 14th at 3 Eastern, and June 15th it'll be The Rays and the Dodgers at 10 Eastern on ESPN. Here in Kansas City, and we go to the bottom of the second. Will Warren will get back to work. Got a 1-2-3 in the first. Yankees lead 2-0. And a pitch in for a strike to Salvador Perez. And 1-1 now. Sal doing the DHing. Does have 8 homers. 9 times an All-Star. 5 times won the Gold Glove. World Series champ in 2015. That one missed. 2-1.
One of those great guys you root for in the game. Fellow catcher following him, but just fun, his energy. Me and Eduardo locked in at his locker and got to catch up with him. Just a great guy.
That right there is discipline on that pitch. That's a fastball count pitch, and he takes. Look, Salvi has chased more than any other hitter in Major League Baseball this year. 48% chase rate on non-fastballs. Just worked the count in his favor, 3-1.
And takes a strike.
There it is.
Catcher challenging the strike call.
ABS Challenge is powered by T-Mobile.
Ball's overturned. Kansas City has 2 challenges away.
Okay, so he's great when he's behind the plate and challenging umpires, but Rossi, not usually catchers are good also when they're hitting to be able to know if it's a strike or a ball.
Yeah, I definitely think I would have been good behind the plate, not so much in the box. That was and Salvi's known for swinging. I mean, he's not like a plate discipline guy. That was a really good at bat, like you said, and some real fastball counts.
Carter Jensen here fouling one back.
I love the ABS. It's just so much fun to hear the crowd get into it there. Big pitch, walk.
Sal's been great as the catcher. He's won 75% of his challenges. As Jensen lifts it to center, and Grisham. What have you noticed about how it's changed in terms of the strategy? It feels like everybody's starting to get used to it, but most of the time, as Eduardo mentioned, the pitchers aren't doing it, so it's mainly catchers and hitters, and the catchers are better than the hitters at it.
No doubt. Well, and we're sitting right back there. We've got the best view. It may come down to, if it's not a leverage pitch, it may just be saving for the catchers. I think maybe we may be getting there, but the one thing I do know, I caught a guy by the name of John Lester, and if I would have ever let him challenge, I would have had to stop a fight in the middle of him and the umpire. That would have been a whole nother part of the job that I wasn't equipped for. But I love it. I just hold everybody accountable. I think umpires are looking better and better. Over the time this has played out, it's like, it's usually pretty close even when they miss them.
Will Warren with a man at first and 1 away.
That's a great pitch there. Caglione, you cannot allow him to get those arms extended, and was not able to do so on a pitch that would have been a strike. Watch how tight he has to keep these arms. No extension whatsoever.
Here's the 0-2. Caglione is a great two-way player in college. Eddie, you were asking him pregame, do you miss pitching?
He didn't even allow me to finish the sentence. He was like, yes. And he was a thrower. He wonders how good could he have been with all the technology that the pitchers have in today's game. This is a big dude. He used to throw 99 to 100 miles per hour from the left side when he was at Florida. Effectively wild, as he would say.
6'4", 250. He's already unleashed the triple-digit throw from the outfield this year.
Size 19 shoe, is that what we heard? What size is it?
I think it's 17.
Exaggerating for TV a little bit.
Well, those white shoes look a lot bigger too, don't they? I mean,
3-2, 1 out, man at first. Yankees with the lead.
Ball that's out.
And that misses outside, and a couple of walks.
Two really elite at-bats in this inning. Salvador Perez working that count from 2-1, 3-1 in order to get the walk. And right there, Jack Caglione being able to understand the strike zone and lay off that pitch.
Yeah, it's a Royals team not really known for being an above-average walk rate team. The fourth lowest walk rate in the AL. This one off the bat, Collins lifted in the air down the left side. And that'll fall out of play as Caballero, Bellinger, and Volpe were converging down there. Isaac Collins acquired from the Brewers in the offseason. Switch hitter, he's better from the left side. And an opportunity here for the Royals with one out, and the Yankees the early lead. Warren fires. Will Warren at 26 years old. He's from Mississippi. He actually went to the same high school, Jackson Prep, that produced Connor Griffin. About 7 years ahead of him, but debuted 24. He pitched his college ball at Southeastern Louisiana. There's a lot of good stuff in there, though. They like him a lot, David.
Yeah, he's a ball player. You know, I think he's one of those guys that you just love. The switch hit, the at bat. You know, plays good defense, but he's going to give you a quality at bat here. Contact oriented. I'm focused on Will Warren this inning, and it looks like he's just not attacking as much as he was in the first. Just center cut on the plate, obviously with the two walks. Just command just off right now with that 4 and 2 seam fastball.
But you see that pitch? I believe that's a purpose pitch to get right back in, because the scouting report on Collins is you have to be able to pound them hard in. So far this year, a 140 average inside.
Now Warren having a little trouble throwing strikes all of a sudden. We talked about cutting his walk rate down almost in half.
Salvi would say you have a lot of speed at second base.
Just thinking that.
Perez at second, Caglione at first. And that one misses upstairs, and he's walked the bases loaded.
Probably get a visit.
And here comes Matt Blake, the Yankees pitching coach. Rossi, in spots like this one, where a guy was locked in the first and then walks 3 his next inning out there, will the pitching coach ever talk mechanics here?
There's usually some keys that they'll come out, and I thought a lot of the times it's a refocus mentally of what you're trying to do. If had a couple balls just missing, get back to resetting. What is your focus? Where's your eyes? What's your brain telling you? Maybe missing that ball up and away. You see with these lefty hitters, maybe you have your catcher set up a little more into them, try to get strike one, steal strike one, but there's a little danger in that, especially when you have been throwing strikes and you're going in first pitch and knowing there's a lot of aggressive fastballs.
Well, you got a fastball pitcher up there. Massey has struggled against the fastball this year against right-handed pitchers.
Warren misses by a lot there. Ball 1 to Massey, who's at 228, 3 homers and 12 knocked in.
That arm's just a little bit behind him. When you're missing up and away, just body is not in sync.
In the air, out towards left center field. Grisham and Bellinger. Grisham makes the catch. Salvi will tag, and he will score. And on the sacrifice fly, the Royals get a run back. It's 2-1. Massey comes through.
Talk about communication before the ball is even hit to the outfield, and because it is a 2:30 start time here central in Kansas City, sometimes you want the left fielder to take this ball. It's in the direction of the sun of Grisham and not affecting Bellinger at all from the angle that he was coming in. Those are things that you talk about before the ball's even hit. But good job of Grisham still being able to shield the sun away from the ball.
Here's Kyle Isbell down. And Warren punts in a strike. Isbell hitting with runners at first and second, and 2 down. This guy, former third-round pick out of UNLV in 2018. Pretty good defender. Scoops this one in the air down the left side. Bellinger long run, and he reaches out and makes the catch. That is a nice play by Cody Bellinger.
Really nice play by Bellinger. Aaron Boone talked about how great he is in left field, and you see some display of his athleticism right there.
Royals get on the board. We'll head to the third. It's 2-1.
DraftKings is...
Just when we think we've seen it all, baseball gives us something new to talk about.
Switch to defenders and makes a great grab.
The kick is good. Right through the flying uprights. Oh, it went down inside his chest protector.
That's not a catch?
Make way for Batman.
People would love this if we did Lady in the Tramp.
Ronald Acuna Jr. pouring dirt into Ozzy Albies' glove.
He flips the entire glove to first base.
Fast and furious and dead on.
Now let's dive into this week's top plays.
Is pulled and a leaping grab by Shoebay.
Carson Bench with a pulchritudinous play.
Moving fast toward big league stardom. Randy Rosarena! Superman catch! What a leaping grab by Quan.
And those 39-year-old legs are still cooking.
Oh, are you kidding me, Petey? Help it! Oh, hey now, hey now. What a play by Ryan McMahon. How about that?
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es flow mayor.
Conecten las estrellas. Conecten los puntos, alineen las estrellas. ¿Qué clase de juego es ese? No sé, extraen información. Chicos, pueden volver al campamento. Por ahora. De vuelta al mío.
To my Biz.
Back here, Aaron Judge making his way to the plate to line out his first time. And as he continues to compile the numbers, it's been incredible watching him and the power he has put up. Right now, I think he's going to go down as one of the best right-handed hitters of all time. And how about most homers today? He is one away from 1,200, but he is well above Ralph Kiner. Juan Gonzalez, and he laces that one out into right center field. That's going to roll out to the wall, collected by Isbell, and Judge will cruise into second. Well, they moved the fences in here at Kauffman Stadium in the offseason. It hasn't really yielded more homers, but it has given the offenses on both teams more doubles.
You see, just like his home run last night to win the game to right center field, when he's locked in, he's pushing the ball off him from the inside part of the plate, driving the ball to that right center gap. That's what Aaron Boone talked about, him getting locked in. That's an example of it.
Check swing and appeal to third, did not go. It was a third base umpire Ryan Blake. So Judge in second, he hit that one 111 miles an hour. Rice hits it to the right side. Massey collects.
And even though this exit velocity from Ben Rice was not elite, it gets the job done. He's going to get high fives once he gets back into that dugout. They wanted him to trade places with Judge, but they'll take that as well.
So Rice pulls the ball, advances the runner. Infield will come in for Matt Quatrero. And Bellinger at the dish. He's already homered, his first road homer of the year. Waka popped up. Garcia into foul ground. Makes the catch. And Judge will stay put, 2 down.
Eddie, it looked like he was sitting all over that changeup and just tried to do a little too much. Was it a breaking ball?
Yeah.
A little slider?
Little slider on that one, but it's interesting. Second time around the order, the Yankees were aggressive. First time. 7 of the 9 hitters swung at the first pitch. This time around, he has started every hitter with spin. Curveballs, and that one right there, the slider.
Good eyeballs.
And another slider.
First one in there to Goldschmidt, who grounded to third. So Waka making the adjustment to the Yankees being aggressive early in the count. Deal 1. Up the middle, off the mitt of Waka. Backhanded by Massey. And the leadoff double does not come in to score. Good job by Waka right there. We're midway in the third. Yankees 2, Royals 1.
Okay, where's the napkin?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Well, always eager to help Pedro Martinez.
Oh, that's got to feel good.
Oh, yeah. Sticky's good.
Down the third base line. Spray goes home and he hits Kenny Smith. Now also heading home is Voit. He's in. The ball will go over to the seats. Heading home is McLemore. And he is safe. The ball is dropped. And the fans are furious. The Toronto Blue Jays, the world champions, have done their 1962 Mets imitation.
This ball's hit deep to left field. Ryan Reynolds clears the deck. Wow! Bangs off the facade of the second deck. Anchored down with his first home run. Back-to-back Bucks. 5-0 Pittsburgh.
That's what you want to see from Brian Reynolds. Driving the ball, using the middle of the field, and got that pitch out over the middle of the plate. The fans up there don't usually get home run balls. They almost got one there. And, hey, let's do it.
Dani corre como si su vida en el juego dependiera de ello. En serio necesita los 5 días extra para convencer a Ashley de dejarlo hasta el final. Pero Dani está yendo hasta el final. 2 se llevaron las piezas que estaban más lejos y 2 se llevaron las que estaban más cerca. A ver qué pasa. Y Logan sale del mar primero. ¡Corre, corre!
Kansas City with Royals manager Matt Catraro. Bobby Witt Jr. leads all position players and outs above average with 14. What have you seen in him this year?
Man, a lot of good plays. I mean, he can go both ways, up the middle to his backhand. He's gotten really good at the charge play as well, and his throwing's been extremely accurate.
What have you seen in your at-bats in that first time through against Will Warren?
Yeah. I mean, seeing some pitches this time. You know, last time he was tough on us with the fastball. We've been able to make him throw strikes, took those 3 walks, produced a run there. You know, he's got good stuff. We're going to have to keep working at it.
Matt, thanks. Boog, back to you.
All right, Buster, thanks. Matt? Michael Garcia taking a strike. Garcia, then Witt, and then Pasquantino. To Buster's first question to Quatraro. You look at the left side of this infield. This guy's effectively a shortstop. They probably have as good a defensive left side as there is. Rossi, you got a chance to watch Bobby Witt up close and personal in the WBC.
Never been more impressed with a guy seeing him for the first time. The way he worked, the attitude. But, Eddie, his batting practice is different. It's loud. And I'm talking about he's hitting with Schwarber and Judge and Harper. And these guys, the ball off his bat consistently was as hard as I've seen in a really long time. It was impressive to be around him consistently and see him. The defensive work, obviously he's a great athlete, runs the bases really well, but how hard he hits the ball in batting practice really stood out to me.
It's a disciplined, quick twitch that he has.
Great verbiage. I like
2-2. Popped up right side. And Goldschmidt fighting the sun, and he makes the catch as he chases Damon Hollins out of the coaching box.
These were the toughest days to catch pop-ups. High sky, no clouds at all in this beautiful day. Looking up, wasn't a comfortable one for Goldie.
Any scale of 1 to 10, how good a pop-up catcher were you?
Me? Terrible. Terrible. I would have missed that one. I would have yelled at that moment right there. Panic.
I got a question for you guys.
Go ahead, Buster.
If you take Shohei Ohtani out of it, is Bobby Witt Jr. the best all-around player in baseball when you talk about defense, when you talk about base running, when you talk about hitting?
Eddie?
It's in the conversation for me. I mean,
I think he'd be the first name you come up with.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. If there is a draft and you want to start your team with, and all ages being equal, this could be the number 1 pick because of the prime position he plays.
The 1-1. On the ground, that's to short, Volpe. And Witt is out. It's 2 away. All right, so if you take the grouping of players 25 and younger, Witt is first in hits, extra base hits. He's second in homers, only Julio Rodriguez with more in that department. And it's pretty staggering. The other thing about the defensive part of his success, when he debuted as a rookie, he struggled. Right field, Judge back some more. It's over his head. Pasquantino racing for second. And he dives in with a double. And Royals fans smile to see that. They got to get their big first baseman going after a wonderful. There's the pass crunch.
I hadn't seen him too much, but Vinny jumping on that first pitch from Warren here. Just center cut heater all over this thing for a double. And Matt told us with these dimensions of this field moving in, you really got to bust it to second base on a double, and you see Vinny doing that right out of the chute, making that double easily into second base.
But again, another ball that leaks arm side for Warren. They've been pounding Vinny hard in and not allowing those arms to get extended. I think Warren got lucky that ball stayed in the yard.
So like a combo of Pasquantino and Sasquatch. Pasquatch. That nickname, by the way, given to him by his former teammate Ryan O'Hearn. I always like when you find out, like, I don't know whether most people know this, but Randy Johnson's nickname, the big unit, Tim Raines gave that to him.
Chris Bryant gave me the Grandpa Rossi stuff.
And did they create your Instagram?
Yes.
You did not have Instagram.
No. That was created at dinner, after dinner one night by those guys. I showed up the field next day. So,
really?
And that's all people call me around Chicago. Not that it's about me. Back to the game.
Enough about me. What do you think about me? Here's the 2-1. In the air, Goldschmidt. And he makes the over-the-shoulder grab and foul ground. Perez retired.
Fun stat as well. My Instagram was created by Giancarlo Stanton in the batting cage in Atlanta.
No way.
Yeah.
You've got to be very careful where you're going because you might not get there. But how exactly can you go from a yogi to a king to perfectos, the old professor, and pine tar? Find out on Hall of Fame Connections.
Yogi Berra was an 18-time All-Star and 10-time World Series champion.
This is the only perfect game in World Series history. You ask him about it, and he would say, it ain't been done before, and it ain't been done since.
David Wells was perfect on May 17th, 1990.